Are we unfair to Drake? I'm Sean Longevity with Bringing Down the Band and the New Old Heads podcast, and this is my Unpacked series where I go a little bit deeper on typically New Old Heads segments and some other videos as well. And today I'm going to be reacting to a video from the New Old Heads, episode 446, where maybe Drake is unfairly criticized because of what I would say is a massive L in the last year.
Is Drake's overall body of work being unfairly critiqued or criticized, piggybacking off of Not Like Us, the battle, and Kendrick saying all these things that go towards his, his culture and what he is and what he isn't?
I'll just say no.
You gonna go ahead and say no?
The Drake songs that people like, it's not like they stopped liking Hotline Bling.
So here, let me pose the question, and then I'm gonna come right back to you, Jay.
It's not like they stopped liking,
Jay just didn't listen at all. It's funny.
All the records that I've seen work for Drake over past decade plus. If DJs still know how to work those records in and people still react to them, they're not like walking off the dance floor and be like, "Oh, he not like us. He not that." So there is a before Not Like Us and an after Not Like Us.
So let me put this in the atmosphere and then you guys respond. So does a track like Not Like Us provide a valid framework for analyzing an artist's entire catalog, like Drake, or his artistic choices?
He didn't make that record though.
Yeah, he didn't.
I'm talking about how people react, like what Not Like Us said, making people look at Drake's catalog differently is what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
Because he's the colonizer card or whatever it is. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think so. I mean, people that like Drake are still gonna rock with Drake. There's people that you can still have a Drake party right now, and people are gonna come just to hear Drake's.
It's very true. Like, I feel like the people that are, I think I said this a little bit later on, but like, sure, maybe it swayed some people a little bit. Maybe this last year has kind of made people that were already kind of on the fringes look a little bit differently at Drake. But those of us that have always had these strong feelings about what Drake is, this just highlights it. Kendrick just put it on Front Street. Like, he just put it out there. You know what I mean?
Dogs.
Okay.
And the people that are his fans, they're going to continue to be his fans. And that is very prevalent with this new Iceman rollout. I will say I thought his fans were kind of quiet for a while, which is kind of crazy. But with the new Iceman thing, I've seen them pop out of the woodwork like, oh, the GOAT is back, and all this stuff. It's like, okay. It was just an instrumental with him saying, okay.
I hate even having to categorize Drake and Kendrick all the time now.
Yeah.
Because it's like a thing. So anytime Drake drops something, we got to bring up Kendrick. Anytime Kendrick drops, we got to bring up Drake. Yeah. I'm kind of over that whole situation. Now, as far as his body of work being unfairly critiqued,
when people
do you want to be a rapper or do you want to be a pop star at the end of the day?
Good point.
He always shows.
I mean, our first episode was about him being a pop star.
That's what he shows.
That's what he chose. So he has to kind of stay in his lane.
Episode 1 of the New Old Heads podcast in 2016 was called Drake is a Pop Star, or something to that matter. That was the very first statement that we wanted to make on the show, is that Drake is a pop star. He's a pop star.
And what happened with that situation, he was exposed. So he got exposed, but that doesn't necessarily make you want to critique his catalog more. We've always critiqued his catalog before that even happened.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I've said exactly the same thing the entirety of this entire show.
Mm-hmm. This pre and post this battle.
Yeah. He's exactly who he's always been. To me, only thing that Kendrick did is he put him right out for he just articulated everything for people to see.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
That aren't us.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean,
what you think, B? As far as the initial question, does it make you question his discography? And for me, that song did not do that for me. Okay. Because I always knew that Drake's albums were never, like, for the most part.
He's talking about the song with Central C. I think it's called like Which One or something.
Great cohesive. They weren't great cohesive pieces of work.
Exactly. They weren't. You weren't supposed to, like, once they started naming them like playlists and things like that. That's exactly what they are. They're time capsules.
Right.
Drake's albums are time capsules, and you're supposed to digest them for that period of time and then move to the next record when it comes with something.
Moment music. Elite moment music.
It's not like you create your moments to that period of time when that record was out, and then you move forward. It's not something for you to live with.
That's fair. But this is the thing, and this is why I say, regardless of what we know now or what we think now, as far as what happened during the battle, you can't take people's memories from them.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
You know, when they were in the club
Music does mark time.
and they were having the best night and they were popping bottles or doing whatever, or they met their girlfriend, wife, whatever, and those songs were playing. You can't take that from them just because of this battle. And that's why I don't call anything as far as Drake's catalog into question, because maybe I because of Not Like Us.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same way when 50 dropped Back Down. It's not like, yeah, it was a big thing where people sided with 50 and he sold all those records, but Ja Rule is still out here touring up here and doing Holla Holla and Put It On Me, and you know,
He pissed on that man at that moment, though.
yeah, he did. But you know what? It was a thing where you can't take the memories and the feeling that people had when they heard those records when Ja Rule was on top of the world, and that's why he can still tour to this day.
And hey, even Lupe Fiasco said that Ja Rule's his favorite rapper.
And Drake can do the same. If he never made it, if he said, I'm going to scrap this whole Iceman thing, anything, and he only did records from before the battle, he could still tour the largest venues and do his thing. Because at whatever, when you're outside and those records are part of your memories, you know, Kendrick, as popular as he is now, he can't take those away from you.
No,
and you're going to enjoy Drake's records for what they are, for where you were at the time.
Yeah, you're gonna continue to do that. Just like Ja Rule, his problem was he didn't make another hit after that, and people weren't allowing it. He did.
I would say still too, you know, like back to the original question of like, is this like, are we unfairly criticizing, you know, his music? And I would say those of us that have always been on the fringe with him, like me personally, I'm not a Drake fan. I will acknowledge that he is a good rapper sometimes. But at the same time, I'm not somebody that's ever checked for his music. I've never been a fan of his music. Every once in a while, he'll do something. I'll be like, oh, that's straight. So there's not a lot for anything to really be tarnished. You know, like if he in the future drops something that's super good, then I'm going to be like, all right, that's dope. Let's see if you can repeat it, you know, but he's a pop star, man. He's a pop star. He's a wave rider. He does anything that he thinks he needs to do to get the most views, most people to pay attention to him, because that's the value metric that he has.
I mean, he made
New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was aside from the actual songs that he was known for.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? He kind of steered. Drake is in a position that's not going to affect him because his catalog is so long and he's such a big artist that regardless of what happened with him and Kendrick and how many times we got to keep bringing up this, you know what I'm saying, this versus that, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. If you like Drake before, you still like Drake.
Yeah.
If you like Kendrick before, you still like Kendrick.
Yep.
It's just that people decided to say this guy champions you, but I still rock with you. Like, it doesn't matter that I like Kendrick more than Drake. I've never not ran Drake music when I'm out.
That's a good point.
Never not. You know what I'm saying? So
that's facts.
It really doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah.
Whether who's popular or who's not. I mean, because they're both in a position, they're gonna win regardless.
I mean, my mission statement has always been since we've done this show, Drake is Teflon. I don't give a damn what comes down the pike.
Too big to fail.
He's going to be Teflon because he's a pop star. Period. Like he's infallible. Like I don't care what. And Kendrick had one of the best. You can make an argument. We can talk about this, or even if we have make an argument. This is one of the illest runs I've ever seen in our lifetime for a rapper. I'm talking about
Drake.
No, I'm talking about Kendrick. I'm talking about the Super Bowl. Not Like Us. How it was received. Skip the Grammys. You can lead them out. Like the success.
Why would you lead them out? That's part of the run.
I mean, we've never really rocked with the Grammys like that.
No, Lone doesn't rock with the Grammys.
I mean, I want one, but I'm talking about overall. Like, if you want to keep the Grammys, cool.
But you're talking about multiple #1 songs. You're talking about a record
Billboard,
that is sold,
all that. That's what I'm talking about. Just cumulatively
exceptionally well.
There's nothing that you can do to just like you can't just like remove an artist. You know, like Drake, because he's a pop star, he's always going to be there. Now you can have different conversations about him in hip hop, I think. You know, I don't think that there's a big three. I never thought that there was a big three. And at this point, it's only a big one. You know, and to me, that's not even a controversial statement. Like, Drake is a pop star that sometimes raps and sometimes makes hip hop adjacent music. But he's a pop star. He is a pop star. Kendrick Lamar is a hip hop artist. These are two different things. And sure, Drake is black, but not all black people make hip hop music. You know, black people are not monolithic. Black people can make rock music. They can do punk music. They can do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? And a lot of times that's the argument to it. It's just like, yeah, but he raps sometimes. Yeah, well, Pete and Boss rap. They're two like 70-year-old white dudes from the UK. You know what I mean? Like Forgiato Blow raps. Is he hip hop or whatever the fuck his name is? You know, like, would you consider, you know, like MAGA rappers hip hop? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Like, and, you know, to a video that I recently put out that I was reacting to, Read My Soul, like Drake's kind of aligning himself in the manosphere MAGA realm. So, you know, like I've made the statement in the past that a lot these MAGA dudes are not hip hop. You know, sure, you can say, who am I to say that? But like, if Drake is falling in line with, in not the same type of manner, but in similar type of ways as these guys, like, where's the controversy there? But he's a pop star. He's big. He's always going to be able to make music. But I think maybe eventually the conversation comes, you know, like as far as like best rappers or something like that. But when it comes to like pure hip hop catalog, like most of his stuff is whatever wave's hot right now, whatever wave that he wants to ride, whatever person he wants to take influence from and, you know, steal somebody's influence and make it bigger because he is who he is. You know, like that's who he is.
You can do the Grammys or you cannot do them. But what I'm saying is his run. Come on, man. When's the last time you seen a run like this far?
It's solid.
But even with that being said, Drake is still Teflon.
I said this like before, and it was kind of taken the wrong way. Look, as long as he has women,
it's not going to change.
And children,
yeah,
who you know who like some of his sing songs.
Children are rocking with Kendrick right now.
Yeah,
well,
I say this over and over again. Drake makes music for men that think that listening to Drake will get them women.
They are.
You're right.
It's proof.
It's both.
It's proof. That's both.
They've come out. I've seen
That's
the
facts.
TikToks and the social media when Drake dropped his new instrumental thing that I was talking about.
Yeah.
They are
Like
back out.
kids.
100%.
They're back
All
out.
right, well,
100% behind.
There you go. The proof is in the pudding.
Teflon.
Okay.
To your example about Ja Rule, I think it's a different time. It's a different day and different time because when 50 and Ja Rule were going at back and forth with each other, man, it was a completely different thing, man. Like it felt like nobody wanted to mess with Ja Rule.
Yeah, well, you're right.
You know what I mean? People were still fighting. You could still get online and still see the opinions of people fighting for Drake amidst that battle or whatever.
That's
So
There's still
that's
people who
what-
think he won.
yeah,
Right now.
you know
Right
what I mean?
now.
So I think it was different. When that 50 and Ja Rule thing happened, man, it felt like nobody wanted to mess with Ja Rule. Nobody wanted to touch him.
It feel like the industry turned their back on Ja
Yeah.
Rule. But that was also the
He
same.
didn't
That was
drop nothing else that was hot other than that
you.
song.
I mean, but
Thank you.
I mean, what's the name? Clapback was cool.
Nah,
Man,
but
Blood
not
on My
like
Eye
that.
was trash.
I just know New
Then he
York
started
and
serving.
I
Then he
didn't
had the
listen to
festival
anything
where he
else.
was serving.
Clapback was nice.
Yeah.
But Back Down was 10 times better. But go ahead, my
Well,
brother.
there was a, but that was also during the time, and I'm not excusing Ja Rule's output, but that was when the feds was on him, and they had to like shut down Murder Inc.
Man, listen.
It was a lot of bad timing in that
I feel
area.
you, but to Terry's point, some of them records though was.
Now, 50 came out and dropped a classic and was shitting on Ja Rule at the same time.
Took his style.
And Ja Rule did not answer back properly. He had 2 joints.
Facts.
And Clapback was not a
it.
good
That
answer
wasn't
back
it.
for an album that dropped that had he had a
But again, Ja Rule is more of a hip hop artist than what Drake is, in my opinion. Like, you could say Ja Rule did some pop records, but Ja Rule was he was a hip hop artist. You know, he was a hip hop artist.
bonus part that had some other shit on there too.
He preaching right now.
Talking about Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Ja didn't have it, and he didn't have no features with Ashanti and
He preaching.
Mariah Carey or anybody that can pull him out of that fire.
He preaching.
Well, this is the thing.
He
With Ja
preaching.
Rule, he let 50 knock him off of his square that got him all that success.
At the end of the day, Drake is Teflon,
Yeah.
and Ja Rule didn't do what he's supposed to do. He served perch dinners at whatever that was.
He
and that
tried to
didn't
get
work.
gangster with it.
And that didn't work either. So
He's sitting down talking to Farrakhan. And
none of that worked.
Yeah,
all that was
that's
bull-
bad.
all that was
Sitting down
bullshit.
talking to Farrakhan don't work.
At the end of the day, Drake is still Teflon, and I don't think people are going to look into his career. And he's still going to be the pop star that he's always been.
He's
It's
not
just-
going to be questioned. If
No.
anything,
I like reframing it. I like the reframing that Mike is doing here. I like the fact that he keeps calling him specifically a pop star. He keeps calling him what he is, because I feel like that is something that needs to be reiterated. And that is just my opinion. Like, he is a pop star. Let's call him what he is. You know, let's call him what he is. Let's categorize him the same way, although we're sitting here, you know, on a hip hop platform defending it. But I think that's necessary, right?
No.
with how July has went for rap releases, his album better be solid as
He gonna move units. I don't give a damn if
because
it's trash.
this Clips album,
he gonna move units.
this Clips album, this Larry June album, and this Freddie Gibbs album, all in the same month. And you got to say Tyler the Creator.
You have
too.
to, because Tyler is doing some of the things that you probably want to do.
Tyler is touring like big arenas and shit like that.
You guys are naming albums that are not in, like Drake's album. I don't think they're even in the same category. I don't.
But they're going to be in.
It's like we're again talking here about like what Drake's album's going to be, but like, is it even going to be a hip hop? Like, is he even going to be rapping on it a lot, or is he just going to be doing like the sing-songy stuff? You know, there might be a couple rap albums, or rap songs, but is he going to be rapping on it? Like actually rapping? To be determined.
The same category.
Drake's
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they will. You're right.
Drake's album is going to do well.
It's gonna do phenomenal.
Just not here in America.
Well,
because he's not.
It'll do just fine.
I think it'll do fine.
It's gonna do fine in both. He's a pop star. He's an international pop star. It's gonna do fine.
It's gonna do way better overseas in the UK and across the pond.
If it's a UK album, if he's trying to just tap into that whole energy,
that he is. Everything I heard from those snippets and whatever, that's why he went over there and said that.
The best part.
Most of the project is that I'm almost guaranteeing that most of the artists that are featured on that project are going to be artists from over there. That's the vibe. That's the wave.
Which is probably why he was pandering in the way that he was with the UK artists, or the London rappers have the best whatever.
He's right. You haven't heard the new song, but that's the vibe it's on.
The best part of this whole segment is Lone is sitting over there like Mr. Rogers, not caring about Drake talk.
That's fair, and that's true. I think I only chimed in like one time in that entire part, which was in the beginning portion. Now, granted, there was a segment before that too where we actually talked about his new record a little bit, but it's on our Uncut Patreon. It's not even out in the public. Yeah, I don't know what else to say here. But in relation to him, do I unfairly critique his music? Probably, but I don't really give a fuck, man. Like, why do I have to care about Drake's music? He doesn't make music for me. He doesn't make music for the stuff that I talk about on this channel. But yet here I am talking about it, right? And the reason why I am talking about it is because again, I feel like I say this all the time, but there has to be some sort of counter voice to it. There has to be some type of counter voice to talk about the things that's to go against the loudness of everything else. But generally speaking, I think that his music moving forward, though, I will say this. I think moving forward, some of us, including myself, will probably unfairly critique his music to the degree of us not caring. My level of not care for Drake music has only risen. I definitely could very possibly be biased in the future to not want to give him a fair shake on music and everything that he's doing. But he's also suing hip hop. He's also who he is. I'd really prefer if he just kind of went away, but maybe not, because, this stuff does good for the algorithm, and, it's just what it is. I know that for a fact that I have probably been unfair historically with reacting to Drake's music, because I know that his music has a place, and I know a lot of people enjoy the stuff he does. I know that the type of music that he makes is really good on a very particular type of level for a very particular type of thing. He is a pop star, and he is good at being a pop star. I just have a problem personally categorizing a pop star in the same category as people that are not trying to be a pop star, people that are intentionally trying to be rappers, people that are intentionally trying to make hip hop music. I have a problem with that cross-pollination a little bit. You can say what is, you can disagree with me, but I have a problem with that. And so when I look at his music from the lens of the best hip hop music that's being made, it's just simply not there. Every once in a while he'll make something that's pretty good, or it's reasonably good, reasonably decent. I thought Nokia was decent, but overall, I have to look at it with a very particular lens, because that's who I am. But anyways, this is from episode 446 of the New Old Heads podcast. If you want the uncut version with 2 hours of everything, become a Patreon member. You can actually become a Patreon member for free, and you can get notified when we drop stuff, but you won't be able to see the uncut stuff unless you become a $5 member. It's entirely up to you. But if you just become a member, you'll get notified every time we drop something, which is really cool, because these platforms make it hard for us to reach people that are interested in the stuff that we talk about. So thanks for tuning in. If you watched this far, I'll see you next time. Peace.